Back to our breaking news. Former Supreme Court Justice Sandra Day O'Connor, the court's first female justice, has died at the age of 93. So we want to bring in CBS News legal contributor Jessica Levinson to talk a little bit more about O'Connor's legacy on the high court. Jessica, yes, she was the first female justice, but what kind of justice was she?
She was a consensus building justice, and a lot of people loved her for that and hated her for that because she really looked at people on both sides of the ideological spectrum on the court and brought them together. And I think we can see that clearly in decisions like the decision to keep Roe v. Wade alive for decades longer, that famous Planned Parenthood versus Casey decision, where she looked at people to the right of her and to the left of her and found some consensus. Sometimes as a law professor, it was frustrating to teach those cases because there wasn't always a through line doctrinally. But I think her goal was, let's get to a practical solution in these cases.
So which court rulings of hers, Jessica, stand out to you? Because when you go back and you look at the time that she was on the court, as I said earlier, to Leslie Sanchez and Ashley Etienne, she was at the seat of the center of the court's power during some critical decisions that were being made around affirmative action, around the rights of women, around voting rights. So how would you categorize the decisions? Because I also pointed out that after she retired and she was replaced by Justice Alito, she seemed to indicate that a lot of the decisions that she had championed were being dismantled.
That's exactly right. And she was on the court for 24 years, as you noted, during some very important decisions. I mean, I think people will remember her decision in Bush v. Gore, where she voted with the majority, and that ended up essentially meaning that President George W. Bush was going to become the president. People will, you mentioned affirmative action. I think that's exactly right. We just saw that case overturned really a few months ago, where she was the one to cobble together that consensus compromise decision in Grutter years and years ago. We'll think about her when it comes to women's rights. We'll think about her on voting rights and, of course, on reproductive rights. I mentioned the Casey case. And I will actually also remember the cases where she didn't make the decision. There was a really big gender equality case that came up before the court in the early 90s. And I will remember that she did things like say to the Chief Justice, Rehnquist at the time, "This one's not for me. This is Ruth's life work. Give this one to Justice Ginsburg." I think that's also how she operated on the court.
Jessica, before we let you go, I want to ask you about something else having to do with Donald Trump. He's taken a couple losses in court. A federal appeals court ruled this morning that Donald Trump, in fact, can be sued over the January 6th Capitol riot. I expect his attorneys are going to appeal if that's an option. But can you break down what this ruling means and what his liability could be?
So this is a ruling based on civil liability, and there was somewhat of an open question that the federal appeals court now closed as to whether or not any president could be sued in a civil capacity for events that took place during his or at some point her presidency. And this makes the decision that the president is not immune. What type of damages are we talking about in these cases? These are largely monetary damage cases. So as I see the decision today, this is not about jail time. This is adding meat to the bones of this doctrine of presidential immunity, something that's judicially created that recognizes presidents are different, that they need to be able to have breathing room. We can't have them sued at every turn for political reasons because it would hobble them. But at a certain point, on the other side of the balance is the rule of law. We need to hold them accountable.
All right, Jessica Levinson, always great to have your analysis on some very important and critical legal issues of our day. Thank you so much.
Thank you.